Hello creators, it's Melissa from Melissa's Creations, and today we are doing this beautiful card inspired by a pin I saw on Pinterest. The designer of this card is Jan Clother, I hope I'm saying that right, from Thinking Stamping. And I just loved her design. I did tweak it to make it my own. I am doing this for a class tomorrow in my open craft day. So I did change a few things from her original design, but the poinsettias made from the leaf from the Rooted in Nature stamp set is the same. I am really excited to show you how I got this card made. Let's get started. So we are using the Rooted in Nature stamp set, and that comes with two different cases. We have 1 of 2 and 2 of 2. We're going to be using the small leaf here along with this little bunch of leaves. And then the sentiment comes from I'll Be Home, which is super adorable. We're using Merry Christmas from this set here. Here's the cardstock I'm using today. We have a piece of cherry cobbler cardstock. This is 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it in the middle at 4 1/4. I'm going to use my bone folder to get a nice crease on that card base. I also have 2 sheets of Whisper white cardstock. These both measure 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I have a scrap of Whisper white cardstock here. This measures 1 inch by 3 inches. I'm going to start by stamping the sentiment on my 1 by 3 inch piece. I have my Merry Christmas stamp mounted on my clear acrylic block, and I am going to use my Cherry Cobbler Classic Stampin' Pad. Now this is the old style Stampin' Pad. They do come with a new sleek design, but this still works for me. So I'm going to ink up my Merry Christmas. We're just going to stamp it right in the middle. There we go. And while I have my red, I am going to get my small leaf, and I've mounted that on a smaller acrylic block. And what you want to do is there's a point to the leaf, and then there's the stem of the leaf. The stem of the leaf is going to go in the middle of our poinsettia. So I'm starting off with 1 leaf going straight up and down. Next, I'm going to rotate my stamp. So now my stem is right here. I'm going to match that stem up so that they almost or will touch. And then once you have that straight line, you can go ahead and make the crisscross X, and you want your stems to all gather in the middle. So there's that one, and I'm gonna do one straight across from that. And then we'll fill in the gaps here. Once you do a few of these, you'll kind of get the idea of where you should be placing them to make sure that they're nicely bunched together and you have a nice center on those. I'm going to stamp a couple of more off to the left corners, and then we will stamp our green set of leaves. All right, now that we're done with our Cherry Cobbler, we're going to bring in our Garden Green Classic Stampin' Pad. And with that small bunch of leaves mounted up on another acrylic block, I'm just going to stamp a few accents randomly around my cardstock. All right, I'm ready to mount that onto my card base. So using our snail adhesive, going to run a couple strips on the back and pop that right on the front of our card. And now with our sentiment, I'm going to take a few of our dimensionals, put those on the back, and then we'll just pop that up. So that sentiment covers the middle of this poinsettia, but for these, we're going to get out our clear faceted gems. Now in the Pinterest sample, she did use gold and she had a lot of other gold accents, which looked lovely, but I don't have the gold gems, so I'm going to use my silver. And then we're going to pop a small one here. And finally, on the inside of our card, we're going to put our second piece of Whisper White. We're going to attach that with some snail, and that will let us write our sentiment on the inside. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this card. If you did, please give the video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified when I upload future videos. You can follow me online at melissascreations.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/MKre8tions. I'm also on social media. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Pinterest with the handle at MKre8tions. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!